Hello and welcome to today's video. As you can see, I'm still struggling with my voice, so this video will be a lot about coughing and sneezing and a bit less about yapping. I hope I will be able to create this video once and for all. But today's video will be all about Espoo bus line 133, which runs from Henta to Freisila. And we will start from Henta by creating a couple of new stops. And the first stop is called Lillhämt, which will be located around this loop. I will just cheat a bit. I will put the stop in here. The stop is quite correctly called a Lillhämt. But first let's create the loop in here, because it will then connect with other parts of the line, and then I will start creating the line once we are there. After Lillhämt, the bus will stop at Torimäe, Torsbackavägen, and Torimäe will be located, let's see, it's located around there, I think. That's quite right. So Torimäe, Torsbackavägen is over here, and that's the stop. While you are watching this video, I will most likely be traveling towards Lapland. I hope. It depends on how many videos I will be able to create before being forced to depart because of, I will depart only after I've created enough videos for until until my homecoming. So I hope that in a couple of days I'm going to be able to create enough videos to depart for a 2-week long tour. So that means that the upcoming videos will be created around 2 weeks in advance. What did I just say? Didn't make much sense. But well, like I said, I'm creating the videos in advance to be able to publish every single day. So there's the start of the line, and then I will build the blueprints, and then I will start the line, and it's called line number 133. So let's create a new line. Oops, that was a bad mistake. That was a bad mistake. Now we'll have to find Henta again, and that's over here. So the line will start from Lillhämt, and then it will stop at Torimäe, and then it will stop at Hentanaukio, Lukutori. It will skip that stop, which one-way stop, and then we'll stop at Klaris. And after Klaris, let's see where it will head to next. It will anyway connect with the... Okay, it will not. It will actually take a turn right from Klaris, and then it will stop at... let's see. Olarinniituntie, Olakängsvägen, which is right around here. There we go. This is a fairly short line, but it seems that there will be quite some creating to do, or then maybe not. Let's see about that later on. It looks like a lot of creation to do at the moment, but I might be mistaken because I don't know where it's going to head to. Oh yes, well that looks smooth. After Olarinniitintie, it will stop at Ylismäen Risti, Oppibakkoshit, which is around here. There we go. And from Ylismäen Risti we will connect back to the road already created. So that's it. And then let's put in the signals. Sorry about the delays, I'm still drinking beer while creating these lines and despite being a bit ill. So there we go, Ylismäen Risti is over there. After Ylismäen Risti we will stop at Ylisrinne, which means that we will actually connect with the existing track right around here. So continuing straight from that crossing and bonding with the existing road. There we go. And then let's just put in some signals so that the buses won't crash with each other, which seems to be an issue with the sorry about that, lines created already. And now let's build the blueprints and then let's get back to lines. So coming from Klaris, we will then stop at Olarinniitintie and at Ylismäen Risti and at Ylisrinne. Then the following stop is called Lystmäen Risti, and the following stop is called Aamutie, but then let's see whether that's... oh no. That's a stop around there, but we will just need to create a turn to the existing road right. Oh no, don't do that. Okay, stop. I will move the signals a bit to better, no, actually, I will actually just delete them. In order to make it, no, don't make it a crossing. Oops, that was my bad. Let's come on, there we go. That looks like a healthy turn, so then we will add the signals and we will add some other signals around the area like that, and then let's build the blueprints and then let's go back to lines, because then we'll stop here at Aamutie, and after Aamutie we will then stop at the okay, after Aamutie we will stop at a stop called Piispan Risti. Let's find that stop. Wait a minute, where am I? Biskopskuuset. Which is around here. Then let's build a bridge above that road. I'm sure there will be buses running underneath. I'm not even sure what road that is anymore, but oops, who cares about that? There we go with the turn. There we go, and there we go, and more signals available. That's it. After Piispanristi. We will then stop at a stop called, well, let's see what happens next. Sorry about that. Piispan aukio. Biskopsplatsen, and that's right after the bridge. So it's around here. That's it, and then let's just run this road straight above all of these motorways, and let's plus it up one layer because that's a really long bridge. There we go. I will probably run buses underneath that later on, if I can remember correctly, so every single bridge is an important bridge. Now, after that, after this Piispan aukio stop, I will most likely stop at Matinkylä, which is absolutely correct. I will stop at the Matinkylä metro station stop, and so I will need to create a road connecting this road with the flowing or the previous stop right there. Now, sorry about that. I will once again build the blueprints, and I will once again go back to lines, and I will move from Aamutie to Piispanristi and to Piispan aukio and to Matinkylä. After Matinkylä metro station, we will then run on to an area of, well, which is so far unknown. Oh my god. There will be new stops. And it's gonna be Tynrytie, Tunnvägen, and it's gonna be after the following big crossing over here. So I just love the name of this stop. Let's cancel it. A future high school and sports hall. Tynrytie it shall be. And after this connection, okay, there will be a connection. That's right. That's gonna be over there. We'll just move these signals a bit further away, and then add these signals to connect with the flowing stop. So there we go, and there we go. So we're at Tynrytie at the moment. And then let's see where we'll head on to next. Sorry about that. Our following stop is called Kalaonni, Fiskelykön, and I will place the stop in a bit different place in order to just fix this thing properly later on. There we go. So Kalaonni Fiskelykön is over there. This very short line, it will not cause me very many issues. We are more than halfway, and it's getting along very nicely. So there we go, Kalaonni Fiskelykön. Then we will stop at Tiistinniitty. Distengin. Which will be located right here. Yes, it has the correct name in Finnish. There we go. And after this thing, we will then, well, let's first connect it and then let's see where it will stop. But I will once again skip a roundabout and regret it later, because the roundabouts actually in this game are pretty useful. Yes, they are pretty useful. And there we go. After Tiistinniitty, we will then move up northwards and stop at the Piispatilan kuja. Okay, this is an interesting stop. Biskopshemmansgrendin, which is located around here. And there we go. No, this road runs under the highway, whatever highway that is. I can't even recall. That's probably the highway to Turku. So unless it's the Länsiväylä, which is also possible, but the Länsiväylä or highway to Turku is running across a bridge. Oops. So I will create the bridge later on. There will be lines running on it anyway. After Piispatilan kuja, we'll move on. And we will then stop at Tähdenlennon tie, stop called Stjärnfallsvägen, north of this big crossing, somewhere over here. And I will probably need to create a crossing at some point, but that will once again be later on. Like I said, I'm kind of pushing these issues until further notice, and then we'll just get back to them when the time is right. And after Tähdenlennon tie, we will then stop at Freisinituntie, called Freisingsvägen. Let me see, it's over here. There we go. So completely new territories we will conquer. And after Freisinituntie, we will then stop at, well, let's create the singles first, and then let's have a look what happens after that. So we're back at the Freisinituntie, and then the following stop is called Tähtikalliontie. Stjärnbergsvägen. It's a double stop with a different name for the other stop, but we will go with this one as it's more beautiful. Tähdenlennontie wait, Tähdenlennontie Stjärnbergsvägen. Okay, oh, well, whatever. Come on. Wait. No. That's not the thing, it's Tähtikalliontie. Wait. Have I missed something? Yes. So I haven't missed anything. I was just looking at the wrong map. So Tähtikallion-tie. Tähdenlennontie has already been created, so Tähtikallion-tie Chambersvägen it is. And this is one way stop, and the other way around it will be called something else, but we will not go back to that because the Tähdenlennontie stop is just much more beautifully named, like this. Or the Tähtikallion-tie is much more beautifully named. And then it will stop at Friesilanraitti, Friisanstråket, which will come in just before the turn, or just after the turn, but Friesilanraitti, Friisanstråket, was that it? Yes, that's quite correct. So, Friesilanraitti, Friisanstråket. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then let's connect it with the previous stop. There we go. And that's it. And after Friesilanraitti, we will then stop at Friesilanmäki, which is the terminus. Friesilanmäki, Friisansbacken. That's it. I will place it here. It's in the loop, but I will nevertheless place it here. Come on, please. 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 There we go. So it seems that the line is readily created pretty shortly, and then I will just have to connect it with the existing tracks or the existing road to be more precise. So let's create the loop from here because there is a loop in here. Sorry about that. And then let's just finish the thing off. Sorry about that, and then build it. So, sorry. Let's go back to lines and see where I was left off with this one. I was left off in. I was left off in here. That's a pretty long road to ruin, if you can say so. But let's ruin it anyway. And I am about to reach the terminus, and then I will just create it and then turn around. So 16 kilometers, that's a fairly short line, like I said. And I will soon buy all of the buses available on this special line, connecting yet another group of people living in Espoo with each other. And there we are. Line created. Then let's see how often it runs. It's an important thing. Let's see here. It's every 30 minutes. That's a pretty long interval, but I will not be interfering with it. So let's just buy a couple of buses, shall we? to operate it. I think 2 will be fine. I think 2 will be just fine. So there is number 1, and 2 will be just fine. So there we go. Line completed, interval completed, and it's time to say bye.